10 p.m. One of our, am I capturing him? I don't know, but anyways, we got that. As well as over here, and I can't see hardly anything. It's rather bright out here. So, how about our new revelation of which I shared in the previous content? Yeah. Oh, hey, we got another one over here. Oh, and another one down here. Oh, my good God. Ye gods. We got one. We got another one. And we've got another one. Oh, yeah. Wow. How about that? Son of a gun, we'll have big fun. Oh, where are we at with this fella? Can we actually, come on, focus. Focus. I don't know if I'm focused or not. I don't think so. Well, alright, so be it. Oh, whoa. Spun around, got dizzy. This guy is like right up over my head. And once again, probably blurring right out. Hard telling, you know. What that one might be doing or have been doing. Okay, so let's go ahead and so yeah, they're both headed eastward. Looks like they're on different courses, but my thought process is they are actually headed to the same location. This is facing to the east. And yeah, so this is the first that I have stepped out since since my last recording uh, this morning. My first recording. Yeah. Man, kind of difficult to know what might be lurking in this. Yeah. Yeah. I tell you what. It's strange. This is, you know. Oh. Yeah. Very strange stuff that I capture. And yes, I do want to make a statement to a comment. It's not a reply, but it's more or less a statement over the factor, and I brought this up before in past content, that yes, off in the west, in this direction that I am facing, And quite a few miles away is Lake Michigan. And yes, I do believe that there is a connecting factor in the overall equation of what we see and what I record and share in the skies here and that of said Lake Michigan. There is a connection. Okay, so I guess that's what we were supposed to be seeing, as I am not seeing anything else. And I am going to go ahead and leave it at that. And yeah, I guess we'll stay alert. I've been hearing a lot of these flyovers taking place as I've been, as said, within some seclusion, um, because I really want to try to get that previous content put out there, and my apologies, far from professional quality, but it is what it is, and I'm rather pleased with it regardless. So on that note, as stated, I will try to stay aware of anything that intuition-wise might call me back out here, and through that, possibilities of more strangeness, and if so, I will record and do my best to share. Till that point in time, take care. We'll see you once again back here on the flip side. The magic time of 4:20 p.m. I'm down here ground level. We got one over here, and we've got one back in the distance back here. I'll show you how far back. But yeah, we got. Whoa, where'd he go? Yeah, there we go. We got that one there. Well, I guess I'll be attaching this to the previous recording before I post it. But we also have some of these structures right up overhead here. So yeah, they're quite active everywhere. And believe you me, it's not just casual flybys. There's more than meets the eye, as we now should know and understand. In fact, these days there's a whole lot more than meets the eye that's up here within the sky. Yep, I'm hearing sounds of more flyovers taking place somewhere. And we have a small engine craft. That once again I can hear. I don't know, all to me looks blurry on my screen. And hey, we got some strange kinds of striations back in here. And this looks quite yeah. They're just clouds, right? All right. Think yeah. Quite suspicious looking to me. Yeah, I heard them flying by, so I thought I'd try to record them. Um, yeah, there he goes. I think I got him. And he's still flying down through in there. And then, wouldn't you know it, there's yeah, we got aircraft back here. I don't know, I might not have gotten them. But yeah, we've got a streamer guy back here. Might be picking them up. Okay, we're going to go ahead and end it right there. And once again, I'll try to stay aware of what might be out there to capture. Yeah, it's just about 5:20 p.m. I've been sitting out here soaking up some of this radiance, and well, this first one I've seen in quite a few minutes. So I just thought I'd go ahead and take the opportunity to add this one in the mix. Because after all, who knows, you know, what might be seen could be seen. Because as far as I'm concerned, yeah, I opened up a new Pandora's box, if you will. Alright, I guess I'm going to go ahead and resume what I was doing. You know, 5:25, let's go ahead. Throw this guy in the mix, shall we? We can actually capture him, I don't know. I've got a lot of glare. Yeah, he's in there someplace, yeah. We certainly got some of them at least. And, you know, just to make another observation here real quick, as we dim the lighting down all the way and go over to this greater light, it seems as though there's like a extra layering or heaviness of that milkiness haze in comparison to the rest of the surrounding sky, which there's not much to be seen. Spinning around in a 360-degree manner, nothing. But yet there's this, of course, all blurred out, There's just that much of a glare to where the camera just can't handle it. And I don't know, that's probably just some form of pareidolia that might be kicking here. But otherwise, we got one back here. I just happened to notice. Yeah, flying through back here. Okay, it sounds like we got probably a return trip of a small engine aircraft. Boy, is that bright. Yeah, we're paying back all the way. It's a great day to be out joyriding, if anything, you know. Yeah, I think that, might be what's going on. But then, I don't know if it's still kicking down here at one of our local airports to where they have aviation courses as well as skydiving. I know that used to be a thing, but whether or not it's still going on, I haven't a clue. And okay, so yeah, now as this thing is dipping that much lower, all of a sudden I am seeing the appearance of formations, which I was not able to see previously. And it looks like we got some scattering of from the starburst effect that's happening with this. But once again, okay, so I wanted to, before we sign off, just want to kind of get close in, just almost all the way. Drop that down. Once again, let's try to, okay, well, I think that's our wall of light here. And I'm just kind of curious if there's any anomalies around this, because we have had quite a few that's been cited and recorded. Some of which has been on my channel. Not a whole lot. Just, I get a mixture of everything. Alright, good enough on that. And I do believe, oh, and, well, oh, okay, so, yeah, here we go. I was going to sign off, but we got another one. And I just happened to notice my guardian spirit down below me. Yeah, sometimes, you do have to look down with your observations. In order to realize what's directly underneath your nose. The thing is, I was just talking to another cat as it was passing by, that the ghost was clear. Yeah. Okay, we are signing off with that, and uh-oh. Okay, here comes Collar Cat now. This could get interesting. Uh, I've lost too much glare. See how it's messing with the camera quality down at ground level. But anyways, yeah, we've got the collar kitty back here. And I really don't much feel like dealing with that today. Would be, oh, my bad. Once again, it's so bright out here. I'm losing track. Yeah, see, I lost track of him again as he's wandering on by. Which, I'll be surprised if it doesn't attract the attention of spirit down here. You know, something else I get to try to stay aware and on top of. And I've already been out there to put up food. Yep, okay, that's what I thought. Plus, we got a meeting out here. It's now taking place, and oh nope, he wandered out. And hey, buddy, there's food up there. Spirit, hey, there's food up there. I'm not going up there. Okay, I've already been up there. Yeah, I can already feel this. Yeah, a very uneventful type of day, but yet of those that observe, it's been very active. Boom, there we go. Yeah, active indeed. So, oh yeah, as a final thought and note to all you content creators, especially those that are skywatchers or what have you, you might want to focus in on these guys just a little bit more. And then once you do and you are reviewing, zoom in. Unless of course you got yourself one heck of a good camera at your disposal. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's 5:35 and I just ended that recording. And now we get to bring you this. And let's kind of angle this and go with the flow here. And I think I'm zoomed in. Go ahead and more correct. Yeah. Okay. See, and this one is following the same course as what that one that's, yeah. It's hard telling here. Yeah, alrighty. It is 6 p.m. and I just stepped out here. I thought to walk away for a little bit, and once you know it, you know, the thing is, this guy here, he's leaving a little bit more of a streamer than what we've been seeing throughout today. Yeah, quite a little bit more. Hmm. So apparently the first phase has been completed, and now they are beginning the second phase of an operation. At least that is my opinion through my observations. Okay. Yes, yeah, that's what we were to be, that was what was to be seen, and we will leave it at that with a nice blurred out dimmed viewing of that. And it is 6:07, 6:08, somewhere around there. And I don't know how well this is going to pick up, but you can see up in the distance, this is off to the west. Yeah. So once again, as this thing continues its so-called descent, there's going to be more to be seen. And, you know, I'm already getting quite the change of skin color, let me tell you. This thing has been quite fierce in what little sporadic periods of time that I've spent out here. But yeah, it looks like there's a thickening back in here. I'm not sure how well this is picking it up. And it appears as though it'll be making its way this way. And they will be adding to it as we just seen. Alright. And that's the update thus far. Boy, just does not like all that brightness. It's 6:20 p.m. on a Saturday evening. And I don't know what everybody else does on weekend as far as for their leisure and activities, you know, to fulfill their weekend time. But here I am. Yeah. You think I actually want to be doing this? As I have so often for, I don't even know how many years now. I'm probably blurred out. And of course, the direction of light is of course towards the greater light. Always is. Or, you know, let's say I should retract that and state that it typically or usually is, frequently is, but not always, because we see this occurring at other times. for other reasons. But yeah. Yeah, so I just walked back out here because I decided, you know what, I ought to go ahead and charge the battery for a little bit. And as I was sitting there contemplating on whether I wanted to sit out here anymore, I felt my stomach, and wow, talk about heat that was coming off of my skin. And yeah, we have another one up here that's just made its appearance. And let me let me exemplify, maybe that's the right word. Appeared, just appeared. Yeah, well, I could barely see him when, okay, in location where he's at right there, when he was in this approximate location here, I could barely see him. And then whammo, boom, there he was. And this one back here is taking one of those famous curvature their flight. Yeah, I knew it, I knew it. I'm sitting down, kind of tired of standing and looking around. No, actually, I had to walk back and forth to town today, of course carrying products from our local store, and then it was leg day as far as for my exercise regime. And it did not start off on a very good note as far as exercising. But I digress. And furthermore, we are going to back away from that one. And this time we shall dim the lighting all the way down. And I believe we're still maintaining our focus. And that is where we will end this recorded clip. Alright, and coming right back, I just realized that this one back here is taking that same flight maneuver as the previous one did. So this is another, basically what this is indicating as, even though they have these specific flight courses in which they are to take, once completed, they all end up going back to the same location of origin. Yep, that's my little presumption of the situation at hand. Okay, and this time we shall go ahead and do likewise. Man, I can't make this stuff up. No sooner did I shut the camera off, turn around to sit down, and there we go. Hmm. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, hey, we're back. I just set down the phone only to realize that this guy's streamer is actually kind of sticking around a little bit longer than well, what we've been seeing. Huh, a couple of mallard ducks that flew over. Um, yeah, I would have liked to have caught that because it's rare that I see mallard ducks flying overhead. That was kind of neat to see, anyways. So, yeah, his is okay. There we go. Just as for comparison's sake, you can see it. Okay, so it's of different consistency, let's say, than the previous that we have been seeing. And it looks like this one is going to be taking that same kind of curvature to its plate. Man. Oh, it blurred out again. Yeah, and okay, so there he is. I think, yeah, probably blurred. Well, you can see possibly what I'm speaking of with that curvature that's being taken. Okay, let's go ahead and get this straightened back out here. Okay. And once again, oh, is this thing hot? Alright, it is 6:30 p.m. now, and I just stood up and kind of took a look around through my polarized sunglasses, and I'm starting to see other formations, and like I said previously, that I presumed would be making their way across and overhead. And so I'm going to take a quick break and come back shortly, because I do believe that once this continues to once again descend, um, and if there is more of these formations, there might be more to be seen. So on that note, we shall continue at that point in time. Alright, the current time is approximately 6:66 p.m. or 6:55 p.m. And let's real quick see if we can capture any of this up once again here in the west. And can we see? There we go. Beautiful. Yep, we might be blurred out, but yeah, we got it. And I wasn't even expecting to even capture this. I could feel something over here, and there we go. So my intentions was actually to come back out here for a completely different purpose and reason than this. But hey, this is cool. This is cool. All right. So let's see if I can keep my thoughts together as we continue to focus in on the activities taking place. Okay, so just keep my fingers crossed. Not for me, but for you viewers. I'd like to express a couple of final thoughts of the day. Once again, keeping our fingers crossed. Um, yeah, see, I've been sitting out here under this thing just too much today. It's got me. Okay, so what exactly are we being led down the road to understand through these recordings? Okay, so this capture, this recent capture, which I claim was being emitted by this, what looks to be a jet aircraft, could have just been a UFO that popped in and out just for a fraction of a second there. Or once again, going back to what I suggested, in which, if that was the case, then it would not be just a factor of so-called chemtrailing anymore now, would it? Because now we got a new component into the equation. So, geoengineering might not properly define the so-called chemtrailing and this advanced technology possibility thereof, in which was in my earlier recording. But if it is that combination of advanced technology in conjunction with spraying, once again, it would not fall under geoengineering, nor would it really go, yeah, manufacture weather and all that. Oh, here comes another one. No, I think it would once again go back to what I expressed in past content, to where I described it as Terra Reformation, reforming Terra, the planet. Remember, we're going through a reset, right? If, in fact, we are going through a major reset because of going into a new age, such as which I spoke of in just my recent content, right? We we would have to have, you know, well, I guess it would go according to that book known as the Bible, to where it says something about a new heaven and a new earth. Hmm. And that through science, right? And advanced technologies that we are not aware of, thus would be defined as terra reformation, in my opinion. Now look at this. Notice this now. Okay? Yeah, I'm just, yeah, at this point, this is just going to be a complete compilation of everything today, from my review. But yeah, okay, turning it like this, look at this, okay? And we also have, oh yeah, I knew things were going to be coming on. Hold on, I want to make sure that we're in focus with this, and it's getting very difficult to see, but can we see this up in here? And it looks like we got multi-directional, I don't know, this is, wow. And of course, wow. See, this, here, let me, once again, oh, no, I'm seeing something back here, right? Yeah, oh, yeah, okay, that's right. So let's look up here. Okay, and now we're going to go from there back over to the streamer. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Wow. Yeah. And as I stated, phase two. Okay? Yeah. Wow. Look at this. In comparison to what we have seen all day going on. Look at that. This still looks pretty crazy up in the air. Once again, I don't know how clear this is picking any of this up. Wow. Okay, let's go ahead and kind of go back into here. Into the glare. Once we gain our focus, drop this down. Wow. See, at my screen, I cannot even see anything. Just redunculous. Okay, we got something here. Yeah, I'm not capable of seeing anything. Um, and that, who knows, that might be the purpose. Yeah, kinda, I don't know. Well, let's look up at, are we seeing these still? Wait, I cannot. Yeah, okay, there we go, yeah. I wanted to zoom in on a couple of specifics, but, you know, that once again, it's that glare factor that just and it's hindering my wants and desires when it comes to, yeah, okay, let's kind of curious about colorations here. We are picking any such thing. I got a feeling that that could be coming on. Where are we at? Yeah. Hmm. Wow. This is just almost too much to deal with. Dimming that right down. Hmm. All right. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and end this clip, and we'll resume shortly. All right, 7:25 p.m. We are returning to the crow's nest after a brief hiatus away from our observations out here. Well, I can see that we have leftovers from a streamer right here. Okay, and as far as anywhere else, I'm not seeing anything, and of course, we've got this major glare. But if we dim this down, looky there. What have we got going on? Well, how about we go ahead and find out as we zoom in, and we'll go about, yeah, okay, about 3 times, and drop that lighting down. Alrighty. Yeah, okay, I'm seeing, appears like quite a few, straight lines back here of some nature. Okay. And yes, I do have this dimmed down all the way. Okay. I'd say, yeah, it looks like they still continue right on up. Okay. And yeah, I did have another thought that I wanted to express and share, but, huh. Well, I think I will go ahead and cut it off here. And once again, I will return. Oh, who knows, at some point. This might turn out to be quite uneventful, but then again, one never knows anymore, especially in this area and location. Okay, we shall return.